Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Confessions of a Gamer Girl podcast. I'm your host, Doom Cutie, and we have a full house today. We have Ellie.
Hello, hello.
We have Shay.
Hello.
And we have a very special guest from my home girl from my hometown, Perth, Alex from Nostalgia Box. Welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
It is such a pleasure to have you on. What a time! What a time it has been. Shay, you survived. You've essentially.
I've
a saint.
bested a cyclone.
You've survived. How did it go?
Well, to be fair, it didn't. Cyclone Alfred did wimp out, and as a result, my area was not hit. But on his way out, he made sure to chuck a tanny, and we did get hit by copious amounts of rain. Now we didn't flood. We were like this close. Like I literally had shoved towels between our doors and like underneath, just so that it's just one extra barrier to maybe stop the water getting in. But very, very luckily, it didn't hit that bad. Well, not that bad for us. Varying experiences. The neighborhood right next to us, like literally the suburb right next to us, got flash flooded. So
that is crazy. Is there like an invisible like screens or something?
It's a hill. Yeah, it's a hill. It's a real hilly area, but like very large hill. So you don't even know that you're on one until you don't get hit by the flooding, and then you're like, oh, good, fantastic. I love that for me. We did have people lose their lives, so there are obviously some areas that were significantly worse than others. And this wasn't people, doing the classic Aussie thing where they just jump into the floodwaters because hey, why not? Don't do that. That's a joke. No, there were some unfortunate people who got hit by flash flooding without actually having a warning. We were on evacuation notice, and I was like, oh, how do I evacuate with no car, 2 cats, and a partner who's on crutches? How do I do that?
Uber?
Nope, that does not run in natural disasters, understandably.
Storm Uber, chopped her over there.
Just like rock up in a boat, like, and we're like, yeah, perfect, easy, let's go. I'm not going to say no. I'm not picky here. I just need to be safe.
That's crazy. So
I imagine the Uber copters coming in, like, don't worry, we got you.
Well, the SES now offers an Uber service, rescuing you from all your natural disaster.
But you may end up like that 90-year-old who accidentally got spun really fast on the. Yes. Don't worry, you just vomit a little. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that was a real.
I don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
It was
and
a
she
real
was
thing.
very old.
If you don't know what we're talking about, so imagine a helicopter that's rescuing someone from a natural disaster.
And
essentially, she was on a stretcher.
Yeah.
And anyway, so the paramedics obviously like, yep, rigged her up, for the helicopter, and she's ascending and she's spinning around like bloody Kylie Minogue or something, like just
like the propellers were. Like I looked at that and went, oh, I want to be sick, and I'm not even on that. Oh, that poor woman. Can spinning kill elderly people? I don't know. We're gonna find out. So
anyway,
all good. The waters have luckily receded in my area. I can't say for the suburbs around me. Stuff is like slowly reopening. So we're getting more access to food again and things like that. Macca's, of course, didn't really care about safety and was open the entire time. I may or may not have had to order a Macca's meal at one point because we may or may not have run out of sustenance, and it took 2 hours. 2 hours.
Well,
I was not sure I was getting it anymore.
I
was like, is it okay?
Wow. She got so upset that she dyed her hair blue.
Yeah, it's true. I just went, you know what? I'm having blue hair now. But upon looking at the scene in the camera, I feel like I could cosplay Coraline really well, and I'm here for that.
Yes. Well, someone in the chat has said Caitlin hair. Who's
Caitlin from League of Legends. So she is the chick with the big sniper, but she's got like really pretty long hair, okay? And I have sensory issues that are not going to allow for that. So you get me, Caitlin.
So no extensions.
Well, I used to have hair down to my waist, and I don't know how I did that because I tried to grow it out recently again, and the moment it touched my shoulders, I was like, bleh, bleh.
Oh, there you go.
That's the worst stage.
It's just kept, and like just around my. Anyway, that's Shay's sensory issues for this week. I hope you all appreciate that one. Thank you.
Oh, look, I was just checking in, and it was a full trauma dump. So thank you. Everyone enjoyed that.
Oh, you want a full trauma dump? I'll get you.
we've got the rest of the season to go, Shay.
Hold on.
Just
This is not game related, but it is happy news related. So you all remember that I said I was going to be kinder to myself this year. That was my New Year's resolution. I said I would.
Yes.
I've been trying
Yes.
to, and I've been trying to get in touch with hobbies that I used to love that aren't necessarily digital. I don't want to alarm anybody. I still love games. Please don't cry. But I made my first teddy bear out of felt. I just wanted to see if I could do it, and he moves. He's got little joints and everything. And
oh,
like,
the
he does look a
eyes!
little
The
bit
eyes are
roadkill.
killing me.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Just so
Wonky.
right.
there you go, guys. It's not always gaming. Sometimes, we do actually remove ourselves from our PCs. No, it's not all the time, but occasionally we do.
Wonky
Yeah.
bear.
That's beautiful,
Wonky bear.
Shay. I love
I call
that
him
for
Test
you.
Bear, and I love him. He's
Test
wonky, but
Bear.
he's forever. Yeah,
TB.
exactly.
love
People
that.
people keep comparing him to Teddy from Mr. Bean, and I'm like, I'm not mad.
True.
Teddy from Mr. Bean is iconic.
He is.
Wait, is there a Mr. Bean video game?
Oh, I'm sure there is. 'cause
Alex,
there's an
is there a
animated
Mr.
series.
Bean video game?
I don't know, honestly. Well, at least not one that we
Oh,
have.
Damn. But anyway,
That
so
would.
that's my last week. But anyway, what did you guys do in Make and Survive and Change?
Well,
And also,
Ellie's
I'm gonna
here,
look at Mr. Bean.
and her heart didn't
I am.
explode, and her body didn't run out of salt, and she's vertical,
I
not
know.
horizontal.
These are all
Yeah.
positives.
Yeah, this
She's-
morning was adventurous. So I've been having a lot of health issues over the past couple of weeks. And I've not been streaming, I've not been doing anything. I've been really unwell. And one of the fallouts from that is apparently I have really low blood pressure. The doctor did the squeezy on my arm and said, wow, that's a low threshold. And I was like, okay, cool. And I
That's not
forgot
comforting.
about it. I forgot about it. And I slept in this morning till 8 o'clock. Don't want to alarm anyone. 8 a.m.
What a sleep
And I just got
As
out
a
of bed. I'm like,
parent.
I'm quite hungry. Like, let me just get out of bed. And I got out of bed and I remember walking into the living room to say something. And as the next thing I remember, I'm on the floor, but like with an extreme pain in my back. And my partner was like, it's okay. I've got you. It's fine. And what had happened was I had come out of the bedroom and just said something. I was like, "Bleh." And my partner was like, what? And he like looked at me and I just went backwards and he was like, oh shit. And so he's run after me and caught me. But I unfortunately stumbled back into the corner of the wall. And houses have like the steel in the corner of the wall. I've hit that, scraped down on my way down. And thankfully he just caught me before I hit the ground. And now I have a massive scrape all down one side of my back. And I'm like bruised the muscle. And it was not fun. It was really not fun because I thought I said something and then all of a sudden I was on the floor and I got a play-by-play and he was like, you did not say words. You just like,
Oh, Ellie.
So now I
God.
know to eat some more salt, take longer times sitting and standing, or I should just play some more stressful video games and raise that blood pressure.
I wrote that second one. I wanted my Monday fix of scary games that I don't have to play; they're played for me, and that was not there. So I was bitterly disappointed, but also fair call. Fair enough.
Yeah. So I've been having a great time lately with the old body oddy, but hey, like you said, Doom, I'm here. I'm feeling good finally.
Yeah.
So thanks for
You're
having me
looking
back.
cute. You're feeling good. You're looking cute.
Feeling good,
got
looking cute. You're a vibe.
Oh, I've lost a hair tie. Oh, there you go. Okay, there we go. I'm a
The
mess.
curls are holding it in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I couldn't tell until you pointed it out. So, like, it's just don't worry about it.
All right, and of course we're going. Alex, you probably should do some talking. Alex doesn't know who you are. But Alex does have an Instagram, but she's a regular person. She doesn't live on the internet like we do. Alex, please tell everyone who you are and what you do.
So my name is Alex. I am from the Nostalgia Box. We're a little place in Perth where we have, so basically the way I always like to describe us whenever somebody comes in is we are the Nostalgia Box, all things with retro gaming and gaming history. So I like to think that we're an interactive museum. So you get to come in, you get to have a look at all of the old games. We have quite a few oddities, some old consoles, all that kind of stuff. And then we do also have our free play section where you get to play all of the old games on original hardware. So We don't use emulators, anything like that, other than that one official SNES emulator that that Nintendo came out with. But we do also have SNESs as well. So yeah, that's basically what we do. Yeah, we always try to get involved with the gaming community.
Yeah. Yeah, they host monthly quiz nights. It from the looks of things, it is quite the vibe down there.
Yes.
And this person is actually going to be hosting our very first IRL event at Nostalgia Box. Which
Woohoo!
it's very stressful. I'm not going to lie. Organizing this kind of thing is not for the faint of heart, believe me. Yeah, look, people might do this for a living. And yes, look, I'm not getting paid for this. So maybe if I was, it might be like on a different level, but just making
That
sure
does not
everything
make it
flows.
easier.
But making sure
nervous.
everything is in place, and like making sure, every what's the word? Every like bad thing is thought of and managed. Is really stressful. So but the tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them from the Nostalgia Box website. The evening, if you want to know more, because unfortunately Alex isn't actually going to be there, which is quite the shame.
Devastating.
She's going to a concert, and she's 19, so I'm just
That's
gonna
important.
let
No,
I'm
that's-
gonna let that
allow
go.
it.
Yeah.
We'll allow it.
There's no better time for concerts. Go enjoy the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
So the evening is going to contain, so the first hour, because it goes from 5 till 10 p.m. The first hour is going to be networking hour. So when people are going to be coming in, they're going to be having a look around, obviously saying hi to myself and everyone else who is there. And then from 6 till 7 is actually going to be our guest speakers. We currently have two guest speakers coming in, which is very exciting. And then during that time, we'll also be doing some giveaways. So yeah, very excited about that. And then from 6 till 7 is guest speakers, 7 till 8 is live podcast. You guys will be there. I'm setting up cameras. It's going to be lots of cameras. It's going to be
Keep in mind,
microphones.
myself and Ellie will not physically be there for anybody who's
No.
confused. Unfortunately, like we'd love to, but we have lack of money and commitments. Essentially, I think that sums it up really. But we will be there on camera, and
yes, okay, yes,
I will be annoying people thoroughly.
Now, as much as I would love to be able to bring the girls here, the coag jet is not, it needs to be wrapped. I need that to be perfect. So no, they won't be here, unfortunately, for the podcast, but they will be there for the live recording of the podcast. So yeah, I really, really super duper looking forward to that. And then after that, we'll have lots of free play time. There'll be food there. There'll be drinks available for purchase. And yeah, just it's gonna be a vibe.
Sounds awesome.
Alex, what do you think is the best thing about Nostalgia Box?
Oh, coming in with the difficult questions early. Making me narrow it down to one. I mean, honestly, it's probably the versatility of it. Like, you could literally come in for an hour, you could come in for the whole day, you can play whatever you want. We're getting close to about the 2,000 game mark now.
Wow.
So that's like individual games, so like that doesn't count any double ups that we have as well.
Yep.
So we have, if there's something niche you're looking for, there's a high chance we have it. So honestly, that would probably be the best thing, is just you can do whatever you want within reason, obviously.
Yeah.
Don't come destroying the place, But you know, if you want to sit there and play like, you know, Mario 64 for 3 hours, no one's going to stop you.
That just
That's
sounds
awesome.
There you
chill.
go.
Like, it
Yeah.
sounds like a good
Yeah.
nerd round, and I'm here for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, it's a very unique idea. Everyone that I keep talking to about it, are like, really, like that sounds really cool, like a all the time museum. Like, you know, we go to events like PAX, and we see that people, you know, bring these like the retro setups with them, and they set it up there. But this is something that is always there, and can be used for many different purposes, including like you guys host a lot of events. So
Yeah.
you know, you're working, and I love to see it. But Alex, please tell me more. How did it even come about that you started working at Nostalgia Box? Like, were you like, did you see it and you were like, yes, that's what I want to do? Or were you like, oh, I want to work like in a retail gaming environment? Like, what started that?
So it's a pretty funny story. So we, much like the people at PAX, we actually go to a lot of the local conventions in Perth. So I was attending OzComic-Con with my partner at the time, and the Nostalgia Box, we were running an event where you could make our Pokeramas. So it's just like a little bauble. You get to, I'm sure most people know what a Pokerama is. It's just a little diorama with Pokemon.
I'd never heard of it until I
but-
saw Nostalgia Box have it at Pixel Expo.
Yeah, so I actually worked Pixel this year. I worked all of the conventions this year, which was really fun. But this was back in, I want to say 2023, that I found out that the Nostalgia Box existed. Then because I'd been following them for a while, and then at the start of 2024, David actually put up a thing that David Stiona, for context,
Yes.
he put up a post saying that they were hiring at the time. At the time, I was working in hospitality, and I hated my job. It's hospitality. It happens. But I was bartending at the time, and I was like, oh, no way am I going to get called in. You know, I don't have much experience working in games. And then I got an interview, and then I was like one of the 2 people that got the job. And now I basically run the place when David's not there. So
yeah, no, it's honestly, I think it's the reason, like that kind of, I guess it's imposter syndrome. You're like, oh, like I'm not going to get that, you know. It's I think that kind of mentality is really common, especially for women, and especially in the gaming industry, because you know, we're like, oh, you know, like I haven't done XYZ, like surely there's better applicants than me, and then it actually prevents us from actually applying. So the fact that you did that, go you.
Yeah, all right, go me. Yeah.
No, amazing. So yeah, so what is like what's the like thing here? Like, are you going to study at the same time? Are you just going to like, are you going with the flow, seeing how things go? Like,
so I'm currently on, so this is the 5th time I've tried a degree.
okay.
So
yeah.
when I first started
Like
at
all
Nostalgia
different
Box,
ones?
yeah, all different ones.
Okay.
So when I first started at the Nostalgia Box, I was on degree number 4. So I was doing game design.
Yep.
And it was pretty difficult. I was one of the only women there. And I sort of struggled with once again, it was that real imposter syndrome, and then having to, you know, I couldn't really make, like, I tried to make friends, but it was very difficult. Especially with a lot of the guys, I found that they were sort of like, they either didn't really want me there, or they sort of you know, they just were kind of sort of dismissive of me. I kind of got worked up in my head that everyone was better than me, and like all that kind of stuff, because everyone had like art accounts and stuff, and I didn't have an art account, and I was like, oh God, like I can kind of draw, but like, damn, okay. And so I ended up actually really struggled with that class. I was also having like, with the degree, like I was having issues with my health and everything, and I just ended up leaving. Like I lasted a semester and then I was done. But now I'm doing youth work full time at ECU, which is lovely. I'm really enjoying it. So
Good.
I just needed like, I think it was just sort of being in such a male dominated field, you know,
Yeah.
which I feel like
Yep.
No,
is a
Alex,
big
you might
thing
not
with
know
games.
this. I don't think you know this, but Shay actually works in tertiary education around video games. So
I'm a senior lecturer in game design and animation, and oh
Oh,
boy, you are
awesome.
not wrong. You are so not wrong. When I studied, out of 90 people,
Yep.
5 of us were women, and holy shit, the comments, the gatekeeping, the subtle sexism, the not subtle sexism, the amount of
Yeah.
times I had to yell at
Mhm.
somebody, if you fucking touch me again, I swear to God. No, I get you, and I don't blame you at all for not wanting to be in that environment. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it takes a lot, and you shouldn't have to deal with it. And also,
Mm.
like, I'm glad that you've tried so many different degrees because
yeah,
one, sometimes uni just isn't for people, and like that's totally okay. Like, it's not for everybody, and it doesn't have to be. But two, sometimes it's just finding the right thing, and if that takes you 5 tries, then sweet, it only took you 5 tries instead of 80 years. So like,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
exactly.
And youth work sounds badass. So
It
that's
is.
kind of cool.
It's pretty badass.
And they're probably there like, oh my god, you're so cool, and you're like, yeah, I am. Yeah, good.
Ellie, you're young. You're younger than
Oh yeah, okay, just
than
point it out.
Shay and I.
I'm a
You're
youth.
young. Oof.
You're a youth. Do you think that like that experience of not being afraid to like try different things and like kind of just being like, you know what, this isn't a buy. Do you think that that is like more acceptable for your generation?
Yeah, I would say so. I think it's coming off the back of everyone in high school being told to pick a career
Yeah.
and stick with it. That's what you've got to do. Like, you've got to stick with it.
That's
And you're
horrible.
kind of trained as like a 12-year-old, pick what you want to do, because by the time you hit
rest of your
16,
life.
you've got to lock it in. And then after
Mm.
16, you've got to turn 18, and then you're in university and it's yours. But so many studies kind of came out when I was in university saying that millennials and Gen Z will be switching careers, like I think it was like 30 to 40 times within their lifespan and
Fucking
their career lifespan.
constantly.
Especially because
Yeah.
the age of retirement is getting bigger. So we're only stuck in this
I'm
little
sorry.
rat race longer.
Retirement.
Retirement.
Where-
I don't know. I don't know that
Who is
word.
she?
Sorry, I've not met that.
AKA death. It's only getting further and further away. So we just got more time to burn. And that paired with the crisis of living,
Yeah.
most of the time we follow the money, and we really don't get the
Mm.
luxury of following what we really want to do in life. I'm a creative. I've been in creative jobs since I was very young, and there's not a lot of money, unfortunately, in creative jobs. And I don't necessarily have the luxury of the ability to just, I'll just go and get like a higher paying creative job, because it's not really a thing. You have
Yeah.
to basically be old
You need
and working.
you need multiple streams of income if you want to
You
work
do.
as a creative. Right?
Totally. So
Yeah.
I end up myself, like, I'm doing 3, if not a bit more, of streams of income. And I think that the pressure that young people have to go through to pick those careers is essentially BS. And I think that, Alex, you shouldn't ever feel any shame or any negative feelings around all these different things that you're trying, because you're going to find something that you really, really enjoy. And if this is what you're studying and you love it, and you end up, going through and having a career, like, well done. And you're not going to have necessarily done that without trialing everything else. So I think there's the flexibility now of young people being able to change around and essentially at the end of the day follow the money, because that's what we have to do.
And the best bit is, and people forget this a lot, right? But say you do your degree right and you go, actually, this is shit and I don't want to work in this field. Like, the degree was great and I like the idea, but the field is just like not living up to expectations. That's cool. You learned a whole bunch of skills that you can apply to something else. It doesn't just like become immediately useless. And I love that you've tried so many, like you mentioned that your birthday's coming up, you'll be turning 20. Dude, you've got so much life ahead of you and you're already doing good to find out, like, no, I hate this, this sucks, that was dumb, I like this thing. That is fantastic. Like, I wish that I'm a millennial, I'm like right at the end, but I'm still a millennial. Jesus Christ, what Ellie was saying is right. I wish we had the opportunity. I wish somebody had to go on, take a break year or two, try a few different things. You're probably going to hate a few of them. It's going to be all right. And then pick something you actually like, instead of so many people being like, well, you're a girl, so you should probably be a nurse.
Yeah.
Education as well,
Oh,
like the primary
yes.
school education pinhole that they put you in.
Good kids. Like, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Right.
even when I completed my medical science degree, like there were a lot of guys in
Yep.
there as well, and it was kind of like girls had to, you know, pick a softer subject like
Yeah.
arts, or like you say, nursing, or, you know, even
Yep.
things like psychology and stuff like that. They had a lot of guys, and yeah, I don't know how this has turned from us talking about our gaming event into some sort of inspirational TED talk for Alex. We just can't help it, babe. We just
I'm here
we
for
just
it. I'm here for it.
we're here to support.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, keep
but
gassing
look,
me up.
We
yeah,
got you, man. We got you. Don't even worry about it.
it's literally okay, so she's working with people. She loves that. She's a queen. She's the queen of the people. We love that. And yeah, working at Nostalgia Box would be, you know, a fantastic kind of alignment with that in a less kind of I would say pressure. Like yeah, you were in quite a pressured environment. So well done to you
I do
for that.
actually have a question. So
Yeah.
obviously Nostalgia Box is all about games and retro gaming. Do you ever have any, how do I put this? Do you have instances, being that you are female and of a young age, where people come in and that they view that as a problem?
Let me tell you about this console, Alex.
Yeah. Like, sorry, I'm just
I
because I've had this as a
have-
lecturer, so I'm wondering if you've had it in your experience.
So I mean, nothing super major at the Nostalgia Box. I think also because I work there and they're obviously, you know, paying to come in. I think they do also know that I have that power to kick them out. But it is a lot of those really subtle things, like telling me, like, oh, well, it goes in this console, or like trying.
well, you
to
wouldn't
do
know
things
about
for me.
that.
It's not like I
Like,
work
oh, yeah,
here,
like, you
man.
wouldn't know
Please
that.
don't
You
touch
wouldn't
the
know this.
merchandise, sir.
Oh yeah. How many times have I had to say to please don't take the games out. Don't do this. Don't do that. Like, I've had to put it into my little speech now. Like, when people walk in, it's like, don't touch stuff. Just come and get me. I you know, I'm at the front or I'm walking around.
This is my job.
I'm paid to touch
I
things.
get paid to do this. Believe it or not, I know a thing or two. Believe it or not, I had some of these consoles growing up. Like,
Yeah.
I did have other generations in my family. Or do you think I'm an
Yes.
orphan?
Even then, I'd be like, I still had
Steve.
access.
Yeah.
No,
Believe it or
I'm
not,
so
the internet
glad that you're not.
exists.
Yes. No, I'm glad
You
you're
know,
not
we
doing it
didn't
too
used
much
to have
of
the
it.
internet.
Well, we actually didn't, and like it
point.
was a detriment. I promise you. Like, it was garbage. Like, no.
No, but
No.
I don't. I can imagine, like, it's you and Dave. Like, Dave is older, young at heart, very, like, you know, flamboyant, kind of big, loud energy man. And yeah, I can definitely see how, like, that would be a challenge for you to kind of like be seen. And like, yeah, I mean, you are 19, and like I've taught high schoolers, and some of them are now like 19 to 20 years old, and the confidence just comes with, you know, growing up and, you know, life experience and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? You tell them, Alex, we'll make you a badge if you want. Ellie can crochet. She'll crochet you a cardigan that says, please don't touch the consoles, sir.
Yeah.
Please let me do
Just
my
like
job.
put it on your back. Just like turn. Be like,
Yeah.
please read this. Thank you.
Just as you walk off, like when they try to look at your butt when you walk away, just
Yeah, with a little butt cape as
Excellent.
well. You know, it'll be fine.
butt. It has to be a long line cardigan.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll be up to my knees. Sounds good.
Yep. And we'll get it to light up as well, because I feel like that's important, you know? Gotta get the sparklies.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
Oh yeah.
yep.
Draw more
All my
attention.
days.
Yep.
Exactly.
Hey, maybe they'll remember to come and get you. That's great. So, Alex, what is your favorite game from the 2000 games that they have at Nostalgia Box?
Okay, well, believe it or not, this is nostalgia driven. But I'm gonna have to say The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us. I remember playing that with my dad when I wasn't supposed to.
Oh.
Like, I remember sneaking out of my room late at night. That's probably my favorite. I mean, like, I love a lot of the games. I'm a big Zelda head. Like, I've donated Zelda games to the Nostalgia Box as well. Majora's Mask is my favorite. There's a like the first ever picture of me on any of the socials is me holding up my copy of Majora's Mask that I donated.
Ooh.
But yeah, like there's just so many good ones. If I have to choose one, it's The Last of Us.
Yep.
Nice. That's
Ellie's
a
a
good
fan.
choice. Yeah, no, that's a really good choice. Because I was thinking like, you were talking about niche games before, and there's a game that I mean it's kind of niche just because it's a PlayStation 2 game, but I've been trying to find it on secondhand sites and everything, but I cannot find it anywhere. And it's the Shrek 2 PS2 game, and I can't find it anywhere. I really want to add it to my collection. I have my PlayStation 2 games behind me. And I can't find it anywhere. Like no one is selling it. And I even look at like op shops and everything. And yeah, that's something I would definitely want to play because memories. And I still remember the level that I can't get past. It was the one where they're all on a seesaw and they had to stand on one end and you had to like fire stuff. I could never pass that. But I think to be fair, I was like 5 playing it. So
you probably didn't have the coordination yet. You were probably like, I'm getting there, man, below. It's gonna be a sec.
I couldn't be too harsh on myself, but I have that need to like heal my inner child and play that game. So
well, I have Dave and I have been discussing what kind of games we want to put out. And I said to him, I want like the cringiest, girliest games that you have. Like just
a great idea.
Everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That's what Angels.
Anything Barbie.
We have Bratz the movie.
The
game
for the PS2.
Yep.
Like we've got the Bratz.
Mary Kate and Ashley games. Dolphins.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That's
you know what? They made a lot of money from those games, I should say, and
so
those films. Money. They were millionaires before they were billionaires, probably. Before they were even 18. Yeah.
So good.
That Dolphin, I knew we kept you around for a reason, mate. Yeah, so because literally like us growing up, it was like boys game, girls game, boys game, girls game. But like every,
but I like Need for Speed and I want to hit the dumb little NOS button, okay?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
I want the glowy under my car.
Thank you. And I want the whoo as like the screen shakes, okay? Like, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm hoping for like hyper gamer girl games to be put out as well as we have to pay homage to Sims, obviously, because Perth didn't get a lovely birthday celebration with the Sims, so I'm hoping that we get a little bit of playtime on that as well.
The classic Sims, right, on the consoles was actually, they were really good. Like not even Sims games, just as games. Like Bustin' Out, there was so many people who were like, I play Sims, but that game, I like that one. And I'm like, what's not to like? You get to go around, try and make money and not smell. It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
It's easier than real life.
Yeah, life goals there.
Just eat food, not smell.
Amen.
Wow. I did see a sneaky Nostalgia Box Perth in the chat. So welcome, Dave. You did come in at a funny time when I called you older and flamboyant. Well, I meant that in comparison to Alex. It's a yin and yang situation. Okay. Please, don't be offended.
I think what she's saying is that she meant it in the best, most positive way.
Of course, always. Yes. And you missed us for a good 10 minutes of hyping up your staff member here. We're making her better. All right?
Yeah.
We are carrying her towards her goals through happiness and encouragement.
Yes. Hey, championing women in gaming is the vibe here, and it always has and always will be. All right, Alex, what game are you currently playing now that you're just in love with, whether it's retro or not, at home?
Yeah.
I can't stop playing Marvel Rivals. I keep trying to play other stuff, but I can't stop. It's
Now
really
Yeah.
we were discussing this the other week. We were talking about, and I asked Shay this question because she knows a bit more about how video game art direction, that kind of thing. And I was like, I haven't played Marvel Rivals, but I look at it and I want it. Like, is there an art style that's like addictive or something like that? And Shay said yes.
Yes. It can depend on personal taste. Like, that is a big one. But there is a reason that Fortnite and a lot of the newer games that are coming out have this very standardized, blockish, appealing art style. It's because it works, it gets people involved, and because it's familiar. Like, pixel art would have been familiar to like early millennials and stuff, right? That was your safe art style. This current art style is the current safe art style. It is the one that you go to because you're going to get solid gameplay, and it's just nice to look at.
yeah.
Yes, and the physics of the assets of the players.
You're talking jiggle physics there? Because we have jiggle physics in a lot of games.
Oh,
a lot of
I
art
know.
styles.
Yeah.
Hey, I was who oh gosh, is it oh, it's not Naomi, it's someone else. And they were showing the Poison Ivy skin on Fortnite, and I was like, that butt is not the regular butt. You're paying $40 for the best butt in Fortnite. Just saying. And I'm here for it.
Play from the back, right? So
well, that's
Their
right.
character models.
Yeah.
Like,
That's all you're
I
looking
don't.
at.
It's very, very fascinating. I'm surprised that in today's society where people have issues with the real life Marvel look, like you've got Chris Hemsworth training like for 6 months to look like that for like 3 weeks, and then you have Scarlett Johansson looking like that in the cat suit. Like, in today's day and age where people see through like what these actors put their body through to put have this pertain this weird body standard and body look, you would think that people would have more of an uproar with the video game characters, because I guess they're more modeled off the comic books. And we all know the comic book. It's just not right. It's like they have like 6 waists. It's like, what's going on?
Why is your waist smaller than your head?
They've got like a butt crack on a butt crack. Like, it just
it's not even like a corset is going to achieve that. It just doesn't work that way.
The anatomy is just all wrong. But I guess I'm just surprised that there's, apart from women being like, why the tiniest waist, the biggest breasts, like the most beautiful face, the thigh gap. Like, I think that's been mentioned before, but I wonder if there's other demographics such as parents of like very vulnerable teenagers being like, why is my child playing these video? Like, they complain about the violence, but why is my main character of my child's video game looking a bit funky fresh like that, giving my child like weird expectations? Like, it's giving boys expectations that women and girls look like that, and it's giving girls the way that, maybe I should look like that.
And the trouble is, right,
run that fast with a dump truck like that. What do you mean?
Like, beauty so fat it needs a sports bra to contain the jiggle. Like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
So part of the reason they get away with it, right, is because it's quite stylized, the style they've got, so they can like push anatomy and stuff a little bit more. And I think because it's superheroes, it gives you even more leeway. Now, I agree, because like I always hated growing up where you see Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, and all the chicks are in like one scene in fucking Mortal Kombat, she's just in bandages, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And all the dudes are like, I have pants. But I think we're moving toward a better standard. I'm so annoyed. We're moving towards a better standard where like everyone is sexualized, and I'm cool with that. Okay, like if you want to sexualize just everyone, sure, it's not my favorite, but at least it's equality.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, like
everyone, you're all getting sexualized now.
Yeah, like just everyone, or even just characters that it suits, right? So if you've got a character who's particularly like flirty and like that's their vibe, regardless of gender, cool. Sexualize them, because that's probably going to how they'd want to dress for what they're trying to attain. But if you've got some rando chick, right? She's big and buff. She doesn't give a shit about being attractive. She just wants to punch things. Don't dress her in nothing, because that's not what she'd wear.
True.
Sexualize the right people who it actually suits. So like Poison Ivy, for example, absolutely, that is her style. That is her thing. She embraces it. We love it. But there's a lot of characters where it's like that's not their style and it just doesn't need to happen. So chill.
Yeah, there's a level of unnecessarity.
I don't know.
Good.
Alex, you might
Unnecessary.
know. You might know more about this, but like I don't think like modern games, like the first games to ever like full on sexualize
No.
women and men for that matter.
Mm.
What's like the most scandalous like cover of a game that you guys have
Ooh.
got, you reckon?
Oh, I don't, because we don't have a lot, like, because a lot of the ones that were like the most scandalous are the ones that got banned and changed.
Yeah.
Yes,
which is
okay. So you don't have
the
any of
main
those?
issue with that.
Not at
that
the
I can
front of the
think
store. That's in the
of
private
off the
room
top
in
of
the
my
back.
At the back, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the private room.
Yeah. So you
No, I
yeah.
genuinely can't think.
No, that's
Oh,
fine. I
never
just
mind,
know
David's
that.
in the chat.
Oh, Dave, what?
Oh, we
Custer's
do have
Revenge.
Custer's Revenge.
Ah,
I didn't know if we
okay.
actually had that. We have a little tidbit in our museum about it, but I didn't know if we actually owned it or not.
What is that?
yeah, it's really bad.
Oh, I think even me drinking my drink, I was like, it's not that bad, man. It's just a Coke. It's all
Just
right.
a donkey.
Oh my God. You don't, that's like, the kids don't see that, Dave, do they? Like, my gosh.
Yeah.
No. That one's not. Like, we have information about it, but
Okay.
not like the
1982.
actual,
You know,
like,
it kind of looks like
cover out
Ricochet
of the side.
Rodeo, but like naked.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
If you're listening, but Google it with caution. It's on display, but not to play. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So you don't
fair.
have the special adult nights?
Yeah, come play our restricted section.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I mean, the
great.
closest thing we have to like an adult night is like quiz night, and even then, it's come to that. So no, thank you.
You're like,
Look, ideas are flowing. It's great. You know, because I can imagine like people will like just bring stuff to you guys and you're like, hey, I found this thing, like, do you want it? You know, do people like actually test these things like before they bring it in, or do people just like just randomly, here's a PS2 that's full of dust, I don't know if it works or not, have it?
Yeah, we basically just get like, for the most part, we just get buckets of stuff that's been collecting dust from people, which we very happily take because we love donations. Like I mentioned before, we're almost at the 2,000 game mark. We would love to get to that 2,000 game mark. So if anyone has stuff that they want to get rid of, we will happily take. But
like
we
what?
do all of our testing in house. So
yeah,
basically it depends. Some of the stuff we can't actually test just because we don't have the actual, you know, like for example, we did recently get a donation, a big PC donation. We don't have any PCs.
Yes, I saw that.
PCs. We do just focus on the
right.
consoles, so we couldn't actually test any of that stuff. We basically just had to put that all to the side. But yeah, for the most part, we do just get stuff.
Yeah.
So bots are
nice.
hard.
Mhm.
I was just thinking, I was like, oh yeah, you couldn't test it because computers don't really have disk drives anymore. Like, oh god, oh fuck,
Yeah.
Yeah,
my brain
for
just imploded.
sure.
Yeah,
But definitely lots of exciting things for the future by the sounds of it. And yes, you can take the ideas from the chat for free, Dave, because we're a hive mind in here. We like, you know, we vibe off one another. It's great.
yeah.
Excellent. Cool. Ladies, is there any news this week? Because I have a tidbit to talk about
No, go for it.
this week. Now, I know, Ellie, you were, you know, not, alive for a lot of the week. Shay, you know, internet, not a thing apparently.
Oh, it didn't go, but it definitely slowed down.
So I went into full detail on my personal Instagram, because back in the day when I was when I had little baby children, I have like big annoying little children now. They're big but they're little. And so I used to like, you know, enthuse with other mums, you know. And anyway, so I shared a story on there about the latest edition of the Scholastic Book Club. Now, if you're Australian, you know what a vibe this is. When you were in primary school, this was it. Like
The smell
this.
of the crappy magazine.
Now, I have two children in primary school, and they both brought an edition home. I've got a 5-year-old and I've got an 8-year-old. The kids hadn't looked at it. I opened it to have a look. The girls usually just go to the section that they like, and obviously, like it's sectioned out in ages, right? So you've got, you know, stuff like Peppa Pig and, you know, all that for the lower kids. There's Minecraft section for like the, you know, the big kids. There's like they have like Hunger Games in there, which I suppose some people might be like, oh, you know, I don't know if that's appropriate for kids. But in the very back is the older teen section. Now, they have a line of books that are related to Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I know that I have a personal relationship with horror games, and I'm not a fan. However, children in primary school should not be a fan of horror. I don't know why this was even in that edition. Now, my dolphin in the chat, he works in schools as well, and he knows about this range of books. I haven't actually seen it in an edition. I don't think it's in. Yeah, I don't know if it's in every single one, but I noticed it in this one, and it's so bad. The covers of these books are so bad, they blur them. They blur them and print them in the magazine. I just don't think it's okay. Now, I'm not a horror girly, but I just like, there was another book next to it, and it was like, you know, like, if you tell anyone, I'll get you, or like something like that. Like, I thought that was really scary, and like, it was, but obviously Five Nights at Freddy's is based on a video game, but like, you know, and Poppy's Playtime and stuff like that, that was mentioned in the chat, and I'm like, I don't think that's okay. What do you guys think?
Okay, so coming from someone who doesn't have kids and was into horror at much too young of an age, probably, I can see why they like it, but I can also see where adults would be concerned. So if it's bad enough that you have to blur it out to be able to put it in a school publication, it probably shouldn't be offered to school kids. It's as simple as that. Like, if you can't show it, it's not okay for that age group.
That's exactly my point. If it belonged in there, they wouldn't need to do that.
Exactly.
And,
so I can
considering
absolutely
they can order it no matter their age. You don't have to stick to those age groups that you were saying.
No, that's correct.
Offers. Like, anyone can kind of order it, and not every parent understands what it offers. And I just had a quick look on the rating. Yeah, the rating says, at least for Australia, that it is suitable for children 15 years and older. But I think, what
school is giving their 15-year-old a Scholastic Book Club?
Well,
that's another thing.
And as it stands, like, you're blending like Peppa Pig. Like, there's going to be people, consumers, 5-year-olds that want Peppa Pig items.
Yeah.
So then have that. And I think it's the blurring. Blurring like the
I'm gonna get
gives me the ick. Like, the blurring literally, that gives me the ick. That makes me feel a bit like,
but as a kid, right,
about it,
you're like, I need to know what that is. And even if you're a young kid, right, you really don't fully understand why it's blurred, but you're very curious, and you can get one over your parents. So you're like, oh, I'll just order that and we'll see what it is. Yeah. And if it's coming in a Scholastic, however I say it, like, delivery, the parents aren't going to check it. The parents are just going to be like, oh, yeah, that's for you. You're age safe. Off you go.
Oh, no, totally. Like, one of my jobs is I'm a social media manager for Level Up Psychology, and through that I'm part of some parents' pages on Facebook, and so many people are commenting like, hey, my child has come home with, you know, this game. Is it appropriate? Like, I'm not a gamer. They either don't have a husband who games, or they're a single parent. And they're basically saying, like, how do I know this is appropriate for my child? Because you can't necessarily go along with what your child's friends are doing, because there's parents that just go, sure, if you want to play it, sure, it's a video game. What harm can it do? A lot. A lot. I think
A
a
lot.
lot of kids that grew up in the 80s and 90s have that one movie where they go, I definitely watched that too young.
Yeah.
And it can go the same now with the graphics and the gore of video games, exactly the same. You're going to have children that go, I played that too young.
So here they are. Like you can it's blurred. It's blurred.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
it's backwards. It's blurred. But like even this one, it's like if you tell anyone you're next. Like it was even that book, and I was like, that's actually really scary.
Could you
It's just
say
very creepy considering children learn that they shouldn't be teaching, like they shouldn't be keeping secrets from their family. Like that's a bit like, I get that
Yeah.
it could be completely different. It could be like whatever. It can be themed about
no,
whatever.
but the way it's
just that
presented,
title
yeah.
is like, oh, what happens if a child is actually being groomed and being told that, and then they see that
Yeah.
book and they're like,
That
ooh.
reinforces it.
Yeah, if
But
school's telling
Yeah,
me,
look at
then
this.
that must
So
be
and
Yeah.
then
What?
this book here. Hold on.
Yeah.
It says, if anything happens to me, when Ollie's sister is murdered, she enlists the help of Iris to track down the killer.
Oh,
My
I know
book's
that
about
one.
murder.
Wait,
Yeah.
what age group is this magazine for? It's purely for primary school, right? So
It's
that's
primary.
Okay, so this is distributed to primary school
Yeah.
students.
Okay, so that's
It says ages 10 plus, and then it says teen readers, because there's obviously teenagers, like maybe kids are 13.
They wouldn't be because year 6
12
they
would
should
be the
be.
oldest.
They should
12 should be
be
the max.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they're
So
putting
this
books
is a
in there
teen.
that actually aren't appropriate for the audience they're distributing the magazine to. Because like
So
you were saying,
my-
FNAF is for 15-year-olds and they're not
Like,
getting
we've
that
got-
magazine.
Yeah,
Look, we've
I mean,
got,
I was
you know,
10
like
when FNAF came out.
Yeah,
So.
Leah, like there's Bluey. We go from Bluey
that
to
makes sense.
Five Nights
Murder.
at Freddy's. Like it's just to murder. Anyway, so my solution to this is because you can. So back in the day, the only way to do it was to fill in this order form, right? And so now you order online. Well, you can order online. So I recommend. That's Scholastic. If you're listening, you did reply to my DM, but it was very generic and I didn't like it. They leave this section up on the website only.
That could be cool.
That's a good idea.
Or have this section as a slip in for people that distribute it to their high schools, because we have high school, but in our school, but the high school don't get this.
It's so strange, right? Because like circling back to games, if they're reading those books, they've probably played the games first. Because most children aren't being
they've seen a
introduced
video of
to-
someone streaming it.
Yeah, because a book is not usually the way that
Yeah.
children are introduced to those kinds of concepts. It's usually a video game now. And it is strange to me that is, I mean, again, it depends on the parent, all that kind of thing. Everyone's got their own way of doing stuff. But damn.
Don't expose like, I feel like there should be like a normal level of parenting, and then if you want to like skew like either way, that's your personal choice. But this is a company that's aligning with primary schools, primary age children, 5 years to 12 years old. They should not be they can't. I mean, the game isn't suitable for them. So if they're seeing it because they're unsupervised watching YouTube.
Yeah.
The parents aren't buying this.
Oh, you'd be surprised because, like, remember FNAF, depending on the edition or whatever, it does just look like kind of older robot suits for kids, like animatronics. Like, if you didn't know anything behind it, you could look at it and be like, oh, they look like they're a bit junky and old, but like, whatever. If he likes it, he likes it, so be it. But
I have the
parent to
response.
check.
So they replied on my Doom Cutie account, not on my personal account. And they said, hi there, our best-selling Freddy's books are kept in the teen reads sections for our high school students that receive the catalogue. We blur out these titles to stop younger children from seeing them. It's like, yes, you just pointed out the bloody obvious. I saw that. I wasn't complaining about the blurriness. Did you read what I said?
Unbelievable, really.
No, it's profit over protecting our children.
Yeah, which I mean is normal. Alex, you said that it came out when you were 10. Was anyone around you, any of your friends playing it?
I was super into FNAF when it first came out. So I don't remember if it was 2014 or 2015. So I was either 9 or 10. And oh my God, it scared me. But like I was just so fascinated with it. And I was also one of those kids that like I was watching, you know, like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie, Smosh, like all of those channels.
Yeah.
I did get to a point where I got banned from that. But
Yeah.
like I had basically unrestricted access to YouTube. Everyone was playing
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Everyone was talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. Like I remember I had like my friend and I, we were super into it, but I couldn't sleep at night because basically the whole premise of the game is that you have to last till 6 a.m. If I woke up between midnight and 6 a.m., I was like terrified. I was so scared because I thought they were going to come get me, but I still loved it. It was really odd.
I mean, it is
like,
a bit
I feel
of
like
a
kids even now.
Yeah. It's a bit of a the Stockholm syndrome when it comes to that, because obviously video games are a safe space to experiment with those sorts of feelings. It's a safe space to experiment the anxiety and the fear that you would feel from these horror experiences, because you're not, I mean, hopefully never in your life you're going to go into this sort of environment, experience these puppets and live it, you know, as you would in real life. So it is that kind of experimental era that you're safe at home, you can turn it off when you need to turn it off. But at what point does that then impact how you're living your life and mental health as well? Like, even though you're quite young at 9 or 10, that's still impacting your mental health. That's impacting your sleep. And that sleep is so important in those years. And why do you want to be afraid in your own home at 5 a.m? And your brain is probably purposely waking you up because you've got that fear of like, I've got to check my surroundings.
Yeah, well, you're processing that in your brain. Yeah.
It comes down to that. At what point is it just some harmless fun? Because that to me does not sound like a harmless fun for quite a young child. And I'd be intrigued. Well, I would be intrigued to know what they would think of their product being played by such young children. And if you take out the aspect of like, well, it's not our fault, we're not marketing it to children, take out of that responsibility.
Yeah, but other people are.
Yeah, and it's like, well, third parties clearly are. Like, look at this now. But at the end of the day, like, your product is falling into the hands of children at the midst of maybe parents that don't really understand the gravity, or maybe they're like, oh, it seems okay. Like, we'll see how my child goes. There's still that level of like, yeah, but tell me what you think that young children are playing your product. Like, what do you think about that? Because the fact that it's just in the Scholastics book in general for them with that DM kind of like washes their hands a little bit with it, like, oh, but it's our high school kids. And you're like, yeah, but I literally work at a primary school and it's in my primary school children's hands. Like
and
high school kids don't get that.
High school kids don't get those magazines ever. I can promise
the high school section of the school, because I'm at a district high school. Like, there's K to 6, and then there's 7 to 10. The 7 to 10s don't get a book club.
Yeah,
it's not for them.
Yeah,
well, sadly, but like there should be there should be a teen edition of book club. Simple as that. Or keep it online.
Problem solved.
Yep.
Totally. And I might sound like a boomer, but I don't care.
That's all right. I think you're a bit far away in the generation of boomer.
I don't think protecting kids is boomer. I think that's what it should be. I think especially you as that unique stage where you're a parent and you're a gamer parent and you're an educator and a gamer educator. You've kind of got this massive Venn diagram, and the middle just smacks knowledge. And it kind of like it's there. You see it. You see it amongst. You see it in your home. You see it at your job. You see it on the internet with random children. You're kind of across all of it. And if you're saying, hey, like maybe let's reel it in, and they just smack you with some generic reply, I'm very intrigued about that. I want to see them take it further. I want them to like rationalize why it's in there. Babes, you have to blur it. Come off it.
Like maybe it shouldn't be in there. It's like, why don't you put porn in there? Or if we're going to go that far, jeez. Oh, we'll just blur it.
Arguably more educational, but
No, I'm not. Look, that was very flippant. But what I mean is, if we're just going to like blur it, like,
it shouldn't
shouldn't
be
Red line.
yeah, it just shouldn't be in there.
Mm.
All right, lovelies. It's been a time. Again, Nostalgia Box, 29th of March, 2025. COAG is hosting our very, very first in-person event. Ellie and Shay can't be there. I will be there. I'm maybe I'll have like iPad versions of you, or just
And
like
just wheel us around, you know?
yeah, just a face.
Yeah.
Or, like,
Like they do with the
put us on like
VTubers.
a stick, yeah,
Like
like on a stick or a
Karen.
broom or something, and just like da-da-da-da-da-da.
But I will be there. The Perth girlies will be there. And it's going to be a live recording of the podcast. We're going to play some games. We're gonna have some food, and we're going to have a lovely night. And you could be in with a chance to win some goodies, listen to some people talk. It's going to be a lovely evening, and I can't
Heck
wait to
yeah.
spend it with you all.
Woohoo.
Awesome. And Alex, thank you so much for being here. Love repping the Perth gamer girls.
Yeah.
Love to
We
see
do
it.
exist.
Dolphin is suggesting that I will have a boxing session with the CEO of Scholastic. Look,
Do
stay
it.
tuned. Stay tuned for news around that, because this is way bigger than me.
I have also picked a raid, so that will be
You've
fun.
picked a raid. I love that. Who?
GFD.
GFD.
We did. She's currently streaming a game that's just come out called Wonder Stop, and I thought she might be lovely to visit because she is just such a wholesome person. So
Amen.
GFD, we're coming for you.
we
Ellie,
are.
maybe lay off the streams until you we need a doctor's clearance, I think. I should have
think
got one
so.
for this episode.
Yeah. It's all right. I'm sitting down. I've had 3 waters. I'm good to go.
Very good. Good girl. We love to see it. Shay, preparing for your fair, I assume.
Yeah,
doing
God,
stuff
that's
like that.
creeping up. Yeah, I've got to I got to order more prints. My prints came and they look so freaking cool. I usually don't like my art, but seeing it in person, like physically, I've never liked my art.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. It's apparently a very standard artist problem. Like you look at it and theoretically it's probably fine, but I don't know, I just don't like it.
Sometimes when I type, I look at words for too long and then I think they're spelled wrong. Is it kind of like that phenomenon?
A little bit of like that, yeah, because all you can see is the mistakes. You can't step back from it properly because it's your piece that you did. But seeing it printed has maybe actually kind of like my work. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, cool.
Ooh,
So
we love that, Shay.
Excited. Gonna be testing some sticker prints this evening if I have spoons for it. And all in all, just trying to gather. You know how you try and organize for something, right? And it's something you've never done before, and you think you're good. And then there's like some little display piece or some random thing that will probably, and you're like, oh my fuck, okay. I gotta make a Daiso trip, okay? I gotta make a Daiso trip. I need so much. So that's gonna be my week. That and more games.
We believe in you, Shay. Go get your snacks. Go to Daiso. Get cute. You're gonna do great at your art stall.
Thank you.
Yay. All right, everyone. I'll be around yelling at Scholastic. Love to see it. That's what happens when you become a casual teacher. Love that. We have more time for these passion projects. We're obviously leading up to our event, and we'll I don't know what I'm saying. We're going to go see GFD after this. If you don't know who she is, we had an episode with her. She's great. We talked about Mass Effect for ages. And you know what? We will see you next time for another episode of Confessions of a Gamer Girl podcast. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 We're gonna wait 1 second, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're out.
Bye.
You're out.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.